Bishop of Radio is back.
DJ Sbu Live with DJ Sbu, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Interview is here. Yes, our guest is here joining us in studio right now. Now, this man is a you can call him a television. What do they call them? Do they call them moguls, or what do they call them? They call you guys, is it moguls? There's names that they use, man. Okay,
I'm not mad at mogul.
You're not mad at mogul, yeah. Let's prophesy and put it out there.
Absolutely.
We're waiting to see multiple of those
for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pumekluva said to proof, ne? Mina now is maz ngale gama kodwa igama lakhe nguZothile Langa. I'll tell you the name now. He quit varsity EUJ njengami. Mina kusese Ivets Tech. Mina naye sasifanela ngabaleka then yena wabaleka just a few years ago. When I bengafunda accounting, mina bengifunda electrical engineering. Kodwa sifocus kuye. He's always been a well-dressed brother. He's recently just tied the knot, basking in the fruits of a unique concept album released late last year. One that showcases the best South African hip-hop that South African hip-hop has to offer. Quit the University of Johannesburg, where he was studying accounting to pursue music full-time. Quickly gained him the respect of established local rappers, signed by singer Kabomo. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
with my debut. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
This is beautiful. See, these are the things that I'd like to know, and it's good for us to read the profile so that some people know out there. His first album was called Dreams A Plenty back in 2014. He's not only a rapper, but he's also a producer. But now he's an executive producer of television programs. I think that's in the pipeline, I'm assuming.
It
has to be. It's
right.
Inevitable. He's proudly released his latest body of music titled See Plenty Dreams. The album, cleverly named in line with his previous albums, takes the listener through a musical journey of his discovery of life, love, commitment, and rap skill. It cleverly incorporates a mix of jazz sounds, kwaito kicks, old school rap beats, and drums to create an African rap masterpiece. Now, this man has worked with the likes of Abu Kwesta, Langa Mavuso, multi-talented Bucks, Abu Nineo Langa, and I can just go on and on and on. That's his resume. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome Solo to the studio. How you doing, my brother?
Thank you for having me, bro. This is long overdue, nah?
Long overdue. I'm excited.
I think we both know that. You know?
I know. I'm definitely sure you've also been looking forward to this.
Oh man, I really have been, man. It's so great to be here.
I'm so proud of you for it. I think the one thing that is conspicuous now is just your dress sense. Image says a lot about a person.
Sure.
And I think when somebody looks at you, it's like, okay, they take notice. Is that intentional, or you just enjoy it and impact?
You know what it is, Vince. I think it's standing that principle. You know, I think that's something that even my parents instilled in me very early. Yabo. It just also was something I really enjoyed. I've always loved the combination of clothing and stuff. And also when I started to realize, Uguti, even as a hip hop artist, you know, you're encouraged to be multi-dimensional, which means you can also showcase all your other interests. And I was like, oh, then perfect. First thing I'm gonna show is how much I love, you know, clothing and fashion, because that's its own art form anyways.
And your style though is different from any other. People dress out there, but you dress your own unique style. Is there somebody that dresses? You have a stylist, or just you?
Never had a stylist. I think also what happened is, you know, when I started dating my wife 7 years ago.
How does it feel, by the way, to call her your wife?
Oh man, I throw it in there like any chance I get, just so you know. Nizoisuti, my wife, in this interview, actually.
Sure.
But obviously, you know, she was back then somewhat established in the industry, and it also meant at that point, Nami, I'm already like in these specific events, at these specific award shows and stuff like that. So I think that's where our almost joint identity in terms of fashion started, you know, where it began really. You know, I think people really kind of see us synonymously together in terms of red carpets and stuff like that. So never had a stylist, but we would always like feed off of each other's energies, just in terms of clothing. She loves clothing as well. She loves fashion as well. So,
and congratulations, bro.
I appreciate that, brother.
How does it feel to be a married man?
It feels, to me, man, very natural. If I'm gonna keep it 100, I'm the last born, Ekai, yabo, and I'm also now the last to actually be married. And I've always had an example of, marriage and love, pamwam. My parents have been together for over 50 years.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's incredible, man. So
you've been inspired for many years.
Yeah, so I've seen it, and we tend to overlook how important that kind of thing is, and I think naturally, and also then my older brother, he's been married for years now. My older sister's been married for years now, and now Langa Junior as well. So for me, it's just like it's a pocket I'm so comfortable with and so familiar with, just because I've always had evidence of black love my whole life.
His name is Solo and is in studio today. We're showcasing his music and his brand new. What do they call newlyweds? A brother who's just gotten married. Newlywed, right?
Yeah, newlywed. You're overthinking this. Newlywed.
He's in studio. His name is Solo. This one is called Promises 2. 12 minutes before 5 o'clock. Good afternoon. Promises 2. This one is Solo. He's in the studio. He's a newlywed, and he's always dressed smart, looking suave. Uma ngaba ukhe studio mhlambe noma mhlambe lapho khona awuna phone, sicela nje ukuxoxela noma sikhalisele ukuthi la studio muhle. Qoke kahle unuka kamnandi as usual. Igama lakhe nguSolo. Uyasijoin uhleli nathi la namhlanje. Sicela ukuthi usijoin again now. We want you to relive your childhood memories when you get to join us with our soccer legends on the 11th of October. That is next week Friday, 6 p.m. in Ntambama. We're gonna have the likes of Jabupule Mahlangu, Mark Fish, Portia Modise, Josta Dladla, Fanny Madida, and a whole lot of other legends joining us at the Massiv five-a-side event. We're gonna be joined by players from Voice of Tembisa, players from Massiv Metro. We also want you to come and participate. As I did say that last week, I did Thibaut Touch's five-a-side event. Not really a five-a-side event, but a celebrity match that brought all of us together, and that was quite incredible. And we're doing the same thing next week Friday. The guys are going to be coming to support us as well. There's going to be lots of music, but it's all in the name of charity. You and 4 of your friends make up a team of 5, but you each have to pop out 1,000 rands, so your team has to contribute 5,000 rands to be entered into the competition. There's a trophy that's going to be won. 8 teams are going to be playing against each other, and all of the money raised on the day is 100% of it going to charity. It's going to be a fun-filled evening, and we want you to come through and join us. If you'd like to participate, or your corporate or your company wants to participate and donate and be a part of this charitable cause, give us a call at Massiv Metro on 011 268 6690. That's 011 268 6690.
It's your boy Chad, the Don Don, and you're listening to
Massiv Metro.
Alright, I'm hanging out with Solo in the studio, and we're pretty much talking about everything entertainment industry. We're talking a little bit about his wedding, and you were telling me off air that it wasn't just a wedding.
No.
The stress came with the fact that it was getting filmed as well. It was a production.
It was a production.
Tell us a little bit more about the production.
So, Gwagutle Gwetu is actually the name of the show. We actually had our finale last night on One Magic, and so this is also the first production that myself and my wife in Kozileng and my wife Nizoisut.
Feel free, bro. Feel free.
So it is the first production that we've done together under our newly formed production company, Langa Enterprise Hub. And I think what we were trying to do here was tell, obviously, firstly, our story of Black love, and also just highlight holistically from all different spectrums why it is important to celebrate Black love. I don't need to tell anybody right now, Wuti, like just a few years ago, we were in a very dark place
as a country.
And I think the timing of when we actually released our special just kind of showed how much people needed this kind of energy. We downplay how important the energy is, but also just so I guess people know this now because of the wedding special, because of the True Love magazine article and such, but Sitwasile Sobabile with my wife. And
for somebody who doesn't understand, what does that mean?
Sure. So okay. So
sorry, just be careful, ne? The mic is going. Just
Let me do that.
Yes,
I got you. So so basically, we were initiated, as traditional healers.
Yeah.
And what we and this was actually in 2017. So we've actually been initiated for a while now, but Tina. The beginning of our marriage and our weddings actually started with us having to ukushatisa madlozi. So basically what that means is you bring the two families together. Exactly. So from a spiritual plane first before you start with any of the weddings of the flesh. And we did that last year, and I think that's when this concept was kind of born, because we were like, the idea of Black spirituality has always lived in a place of darkness,
and it's always been shunned upon.
Absolutely,
because they've always been promoting these Western ideologies,
of course,
and making us feel like our own traditional spiritual deeds are wrong.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, Kona, people tend to, and this is just normal. Even if you believe in izangoma and traditional healers, what tends to happen is that people only interrogate that side of things make better. That means you're automatically associating izinto ezimbi with it. Do you understand that logic?
I get you.
So for us, it was so important to show you the love aspect of healers. You see what I mean? For us, it was such a big teachable moment to be like, what we're talking about and who we're talking about is your family, your bloodline, who passed away, who were definitely, whilst they were alive, sowing seeds for you. That automatically means there was love there. And we have this complete disassociation with our ancestors and love. So this is where Gwagutlekwetu was actually born. For us, it was a holistic story, the Black love story that doesn't exclude the people who have passed on, who are part of our bloodline.
And that's incredible, because I watch you guys and I'm like, lava impinche lava.
Yeah, for sure.
And people always say, if you want your marriage to work, just marry your best friend. And do you feel you're in that space?
Absolutely, dude, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think, and that's why I need to, even like with the responses that we kind of got, I think people pick that up. People pick up positive and real energy, dude. And we're just extremely proud of what we were able to do. And this is off our very first production, man. So couldn't be happier, man.
I want to speak more. I want to speak to him about his journey, leaving school and pursuing music full time. I know some of you guys are going through that journey right now where you're not sure, like, do I just have my one foot in there? Do I still, I just want to go through his mindset when he was going through that journey and how he got into the industry and pretty much his future and his current projects. And then we'll talk about the music as well. His name is Solo.
This.
Promise you.
So he's basically just saying, Wuti, what they've learned since Ngakala with music is, even if things seem impossible, it's best not to stop me. Rather just support me and not stand in my way, because I've made too many miracles happen.
That's the next conversation ngifuna siyenza. Yazi mina echarity now tell mina edladleni mfana beba school and baba funa ukungidisown. Ngaceda ngaslize edladleni ngablome bro. Ngablome bro for 6 months bangacavi ukuthi ngiva. Because bebangafuni ukuthi ngene emculweni. Ngiyakutshela nje. Ngathasha and mfana bengintwana elalela ngintwana egrand kanjani echarity. Obviously benginokubloma nentwana ezigangayo. Mara bengintwana egrand, you know. Even now zami ezigangayo. Bezikrotanyana kunami. Bezingafuni ngizi scheme enaziyo ganga, you know, because everyone knew bengintwana egrand, you know. Anyway, the way bengincanja ngakhona isound ijo echartini bangitshela kathama nami la ngitshela kahle ukuthi nakafuna ukwenza riding ngiyomela aphume la kuyena. Akunamntana wami uzothi
mathema wona sikhathi sokudlala.
ngiyakutshela boy ngathasha ndoda ngablome hill bro, ngiblome hill bro. Namachita mhlabe besiboma si9 ku1 bedroom. Sishaya ngama-curtains phakathi nendawo yacava lama-flat asehill bro. You know, so and I know that I'm not the only one. A lot of everybody else, my peers, most of us in the industry, our parents, it's like no. And when I was reading your profile, you left to go pursue music full time. I'm like, yo, you probably might have had, you could have probably had a fight with your folks.
You know what that doesn't say? At the time, in my first year, no, I got.
Oh, sorry. Now say again. And getting it broadcast to Facebook.
All right.
Yeah. Ngiyakutshela jo, phela this conversation in this right and I not say mama time manje lo. Ngizongitshela ukuthi uyobayidansa.
Swim as a career.
But manje uzothini mfethu? Ngafuna ukuyitshuna mfethu. Ngafuna ukuyitshuna that ngizothi I'd rather have you be supportive because the more umgaba kude more umbhayizisa. Ngiyomela umsupport.
Uyobhayizisa wena.
Uzibhayizisa wena enhleko wena. Because ingcosi yakho le niphethe isibongo sakho. Phethe ne riding yakho legacy yakho yang freestyle. What's interesting is that at the beginning of the song, I'm hearing somebody speak and you're saying itama lakho with your dad.
Yeah.
What is he saying?
So basically, in a nutshell, what he's saying is Uguti, what he's learned from my music career is Uguti, it's probably best not to stand in my way, is what he's saying, Uguti, because what my family has witnessed me do many times, ngana resources, ngana this that. Yeah, but the number of miracles we've been able to pull off in all this time, yeah, boy. He's basically saying, Uti, no, what they've learned is it's best not to stand in my way. It's best to just support. Ngoba, they can see, Uti, no, this is purpose driven, yeah, boy.
And I hear you left school to go pursue music full time.
Yeah, I did.
How many people do that? Because with music, you don't know when is it going to become successful.
Yeah.
Or when is it going to be profitable.
Yeah, statistically, if you base things on stats, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
On paper, yeah, boy. But and one thing that my profile doesn't say there is Uti. So in my first year of studies at UJ, I actually got a contract with one of the banks. I was actually working at Mercantile Bank.
Okay.
This was in end of my first year. So I'd been studying and working at the same time. Yeah. But so at some level, Shuti, I'm also now earning. I'm able to help at home.
Yeah.
You see where now it gets tricky because my passion and my dreams but now, yeah, when I'm assisting. In my final year, selling a semester, and quietly I went and deactivated.
You lie.
I deregistered. Because here's what my thinking was, right? If I have a plan B, it's over.
Yeah, because you're already giving yourself room to fail.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. So I had to make that conscious decision myself, yeah, boy, just to be like, I wouldn't be able to fully engulf myself in this thing that I believe in, that I've practiced for years. Balang 11 in school. Yeah, boy. And I think that was important, yeah, boy. So naturally, my parents were not necessarily for it. More my mother. Yeah, Timer, yeah, boy. Timer is the one who tries to keep peace in the, yeah, boy. But fast forward to today, my mom is the biggest solo fan there is. She wasn't my lyrics. That's how far we are, you know. And this is, I'm 31 now, so we're talking maybe close to 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But I just know what that position is. Yeah, but no, when you're making a decision for yourself now, and you know, Guti, this dream of yours, it's not gonna switch off. Uyaz when inside, Guti, if I don't pursue this, I will live a life of regret. And sometimes you just need to make those kinds of decisions for yourself. Yeah.
Was it difficult to get in? Because I know how difficult it is to get in the entertainment industry.
You know what it was for me. So, naturally, I think I've always just been a student at heart. Yeah, I always did well. But as a result, anything that I pursue, I tackle from a place of education. That's how I see things. Yeah, that's the thing about educating yourself. It's not this thing that you have to register for. I mean, we're in the time of information right now. Yeah, and all I did, was right at the beginning. This is probably 2010. Yeah, maybe around 2010. I started shadowing a lot of these rappers. Slicker, Sugar Smacks, Amu. This for me, because I was like, if this is realistically in my mind, if this is how I'm going to do it, then let me equip myself as much as I can. In the same way I was equipping myself, accounting, nani, with this idea of what my reality could be. I was like, then Lana, if I'm now moving into this position, I do need to educate myself, yabo. And I think they just saw that hunger. So,
and I guess also plus when clean, they can see
they can see.
They opened up a space for you.
Exactly. They were just
thing
like
that happened with
me. As opposed to get in his way. It was one of those.
Because people like that don't just allow anyone into their circles. It's just how you carry yourself, how you look as well, and just how you know.
Nakwana, I mean, approaching what you're passionate about with respect. They understood to. Because I'm hungry for this fame, or I've been practicing this thing. I definitely feel like I'm good at I'm good at the art aspect of it. I know nothing about the business aspect of it. That's how I approach this.
It's beautiful.
And that's why I always say to any kids who kind of, because my inboxes, and I'm sure Nezako, are just full with people asking what is
Casper was teasing me the other day. I was one of those kids. Then I was like, it's like, now I understand.
Exactly. it's a different thing now when you're on the other side. But I think that's the thing that shows how much you want something. And I always say, one thing that hip hop is guilty of is that hip hop sells cool. Yeah, that's what we do. But it's almost in its design. Yeah, and you understand, cool is effortless in what it looks like. The cool kid, effortlessly. And I think hip hop has that element in it that makes kids think, lenta shy one track, get it on radio, so and that's something that I want to start dispelling. I'd rather highlight your work rate here. I'd rather highlight how hard we grind at this, how much we polish it.
How hard do you grind?
So my debut album, that was under Ukabom and Universal, which we started working on in 2012, only came out in 2014. Since that album dropped, every year I've put out music. I make music. That's what I do in my time.
Consistently.
And that's to get better, sharpen the saw. Again, approaching what you love with respect. 2 years ago now, I picked up the bass and started learning the bass for my live performance.
Nice.
Because I perform with the band.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. I haven't seen you perform live on stage. I'd love to check you out.
You would really enjoy it. But again, so my whole thing is Uguti, when you approach, if you love it and its purpose, then you need to treat it that way all the time. So that's always kind of just been my principle with it, and that's just that's the only thing I can think of that's opened these doors for me, that allow me get to sit lana pamgo sbu, because if anything, even if it's not all of South Africa who knows, from an industry perspective, my peers know and respect me. Just because I almost feel like that's what I'm known for. I'm known for gents. I'm just gonna keep bettering this to get to a point where my next project is better, and I just want to stay better.
You're on your third project right
I'm on my
now.
third project now.
How's the journey been? And tell us a little bit more about your current work.
So this is actually a trilogy series. My debut album 2014 was called Dreams A Plenty. In 2016 I dropped my sophomore album, Dreams B Plenty album. This is now C Plenty Dreams. So it's the A, B and C.
His name is Solo. We're just having a chat. I've never had a chance to sit down with him. Usually supposed to have taken shorter this interview, but I just want to hang. His name is Solo. This one is called Higher Power. 15 after 5. Welcome to Voice of Tembisa and Massiv Metro.
Higher power.
But then how do you get to grow with the audience, and how does your subject matter evolve?
Yeah. So I think for me, the advantage, and I only see it as an advantage now where I'm at this phase in my life. But like I said, for me, the ABCs of this trilogy was Uguti Dreams A Plenty always was gonna speak to the novice. Yabo. I'm coming in as an artist who's always, I've practiced the music making. Angazi lutho about this industry, yabo, and that was the story we told. And for me, luckily, I had Ukabomu there to kind of guide me and just be like, okay, then, you know, then it needs to come off as somewhat vulnerable. Like he was like executive producing it as we went, because that's what that story needed to be. Dreams B Plenty spoke about the middle ground of where the artist stays, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And what I mean by that is, you have a couple victories under your belt, you still have a lot of these no's. That's the journey of the artist. C Plenty Dreams was always going to speak to the success. But my definition of success when I start working on it. Yabona ukuthi this blueprint already, what it did was, it meant ukuthi every time I get to the next phase, I have to grow. Yabo? Because I've already put these things in place.
Yeah.
I can't speak the way I was I can't rap the way I was rapping in Dreams A Plenty if Dreams B Plenty speaks to the artist who's no longer a novice but now is grinding. That means I have to speak to the growth.
Yeah.
C Plenty Dreams is always going to be about my definition of success, and as a result, then I have to speak to my now, because now I understand what that is.
Yeah.
So I already had things in place that forced me to showcase my growth. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sticking to my concept project, if that makes sense.
I get you. It does make sense. And then you're adding more onto your plate. You're going to be doing television production work with your wife.
Absolutely.
How does that look like?
So I think for it's definitely just been another aspect of the arts that we've always both cared for. Obviously, she's a phenomenal actress as well, and so she understands it from that side and that spectrum. I've always cared for even like the feeling in TV and film, and you can, so obviously with like scoring shows and scoring films and stuff like that, for us this is like a perfect place where these two things can coexist. And you know, we spoke about it for so many years, and as soon as we got to this phase, we were like, actually, let's do it. If we combine our forces, we don't see how it can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, again, it's another aspect of growth. Yeah, but no, Sbu, for me, C Plenty Dreams, like I said, because it's speaking to success, my definition of success today is balance. That for me, if I can strike a balance between the things that matter in my life. So yes, music matters, my career matters, but so does my wife, so does my family, so does my spirituality. Yeah, bro. I don't want to be called Solo, that lyrical genius, if it means everything else in my life is dismal. Yeah, bro. I have a bad relationship with my wife. I don't have a relationship with my parents. For me, that isn't success. Yeah, bro. It can't be at the cost of something else. Yeah, bro. And obviously that also means, you know, just in terms of what levels things can get to, I don't want to speak to that, because it will get to where it needs to get to as long as I am fulfilling everything I need to do, as long as I'm loyal to my purpose. But make no mistake, for me, all these things encompassed together are the things that would, by my definition, mean success. Yeah, bro. So how myself and Dineo have been looking at this is, our wedding special was kind of like the visuals into this holistic discussion, and See Plenty Dreams was the audio.
Oh,
These things go hand in hand.
I get you. How does the future look like?
Oh man, you know,
I can see you smiling. I can see you already seeing your unborn kids there, seeing your empire, your mansion,
dude. It's
your companies.
for me, I think what it is, you know, things become, to manifest anything, try get as close to seeing the vivid picture as possible. Sbu, I see it all clear as day.
Thank
dude.
you. I'm glad you do.
Clear as day.
The feeling as well, right?
Yeah, and
you
also
feel as if you're
I
already
literally
there.
I feel
Thank you.
I'm already living the dream. I'm already at that success level. That See Plenty, everything I'm discussing on the album, everything you see in that special, we've already begun. And I guess we already know what this thing looks like, you know. So I think it's exactly what you may imagine. You're already picturing your kids, you're picturing the mansion, you're picturing the successful businesses. It's all of that, it's and more. And it comes with, it's not just myself, it's my wife, it's my team that I've been working with since I started. It's my family who's so invested in my career and my and my wife's career that it's, you know, it's a holistic success for all of us. But like I said, where it's not just monetary, let's be very clear, it's, you know, it's fulfillment. That for us right now is what success is.
Two last things quickly before I let you go.
Yes, sir.
One, what is your routine? Like in the morning, into Zenzai, what do you do to get up and face the day with the krach or the chutzpah that you need?
Yeah. Ngiyavuka ekuseni, straight to emsamo ngiyaphahla. Get caffeine in my system immediately, and then a bit I'll probably rehearse the bass for a good 15 to 30 minutes, and then I begin with my admin. So then open up the laptop, send all the emails that need to be sent out, handle all of that, get that out the way. Depending on the day, because sometimes I need to juggle these two things around. Either I'm in the gym in the morning, but depending on what has to happen in the morning, I'm there in the evening. One of the two. But then in between that, I guess it also depends on what stage we're at. Right now it's the PR stage, so it's whatever my diary is according to my PR team. But the morning starts the same way. I'm definitely a person of routine, definitely a person of discipline, so I just handle it that way.
It's beautiful, man. The last thing I'd like for you to do is to speak to that camera and speak to the audience. We love inspiring our audiences, man. I'd love for you to speak to a lot of them that are going through the most in their own lives, and just some words of encouragement, you know?
Yeah, no, without a doubt, man. But fit, ladies, I think the best advice I can give you is that every goal is valid as long as your intent is shown and is pure. I think it's very important for you to try by all means to prioritize whatever your vision is. Yabo. And sometimes those things can read as selfish, but in the long run it becomes so important. You have to start betting on yourself. It's so important to bet on yourself. Also, the people you keep around you, that will definitely determine where you are in a couple of years' time. If you can fix that now, I think success is inevitable. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, bro. You know, when they talk about a holistic artist, I used to have these conversations with TK when I was still running the record label. And when you're talking about an artist, you're talking about somebody that understands who they are and they're comfortable in their own skin, but they understand their spirituality. They understand all these different dynamics that you're speaking about.
Sure.
The company they keep, keeping clean, training, the image, how they look, and that success is not just one dimensional where you're just hustling for the money.
Yeah.
It's all these different aspects of your life.
Sure.
Family, is that intact? Your spirituality, is that intact? And you epitomize all of that for
I
me.
appreciate that. I probably epitomize it today. Let's be clear. Yeah, well, it was a
It wasn't
journey
always
to get
like
here. It
this,
wasn't always that way, and I think that's also important to highlight. To grow, you know, we grow and we get better. But as long as you're constantly reviewing now yourself, where you audit and you check, are we growing? What's stopping us from growing? What's hindering us? How do we get better? I think that review is very important as well.
No, mfethu ngifisela okuhle kakhulu mfethu. And congratulations on everything.
Thank you, my brother.
You're gonna see what God is still gonna do for you. Akakayenzi next. Kade kusasa showing show.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Bro. And thank you for the inspiration, dude. I don't know if you hear it enough, but you know, like I said, man, our dreams at some level were capped in as far as what evidence we saw in front of us. So what you continue to do, and it's not just me, dude, you know, other people won't get the chance to sit here and tell you face to face, you know, but we're really grateful for it, dude. Like, and if you can continue to do that, you know, push me to be able to do the same, you know, because, you know, everybody's watching. In the same way I was watching you for years now. So thank you, bro.
Nothing but love, and I can feel it's mutual.
Absolutely.
This has been great. This is the first interview we're having. The second interview we're having, it's going to be on a different environment, and I can just imagine where he will be at that time and where we both will be at the time. You know when we always say, meet you at the top.